Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I got a budget-friendly look for you guys. We are doing a full face of Maybelline and drugstore products, but we are specifically focusing on this new Maybelline Fit Me packaging. Look at this, y'all. Isn't this so cool? So innovative. So if you want to see how I got this look and get my first impressions on not only this new packaging for the Maybelline Fit Me, but also some other Maybelline products that I'm trying for the first time today, then just keep on watching. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button too. Today is all about Miss Maybelline, so I'm starting out with my brows. I'm using the Brow Ultra Slim Pencil, and this is, what color is this? Black brown. This pencil is a little on the dark side for me, and I'm noticing that it is also pretty waxy as well. So I'm gonna try to get it like as natural looking as possible. This color is very dark. So because that brow color was a little bit darker than what I'm used to, I didn't want to get too crazy with them today, so I just kept it super simple. I'm going to go ahead and clean up underneath my brows with some concealer. All right, so I'm going to move on to my face now, and I'm going to start with primer. I'm using the Master Prime in the Blur and Pore Minimize. So I have super large pores, and I do like products that help to minimize the appearance of those pores, because if you didn't know, you can't actually minimize your pores. All you can do is just help change the appearance of them. So I'm just gonna apply this all over. So you can tell this primer is definitely silicone based. It's very slippery. It's not as sticky as I'm used to with primers. So I can definitely see the blurring effect, especially along my nose and in this area right here. But as far as its claim to minimize the appearance of pores, I don't see a huge difference. This area is definitely my problem area. So now I'm gonna try out the foundation. So this foundation is new to me. I have never tried it before. I typically don't use a lot of drugstore products because my skin is very, very sensitive. And the reason why drugstore products are so cheap is because they don't have the best ingredients in them. So that's made me kind of weary of using a lot of drugstore products. But what really attracted me to this is that not only have I heard that it's just a really good foundation. Like, I was reading up on it, and apparently it's like America's #1 voted foundation. But they also have brand new packaging. Like, look at this. I think this is so innovative. It's in a pouch versus a glass bottle, like the original version of this foundation. And I think what's so innovative about that is you literally get to use every single ounce of this product, because you can squeeze it out and you're not stuck with a glass bottle that you can't get anything else out of because the product is just stuck in the bottle and you can't get to it. So I think this is so super innovative. Like, you just throw it in your bag real quick and travel with it. If you drop it, you don't have to worry about like the glass breaking or anything like that. And the best part of all is that you really get your money's worth, because like I said, you can literally squeeze out the last drop. Look at that tip. Please don't mind my nails. Y'all know we in quarantine and stuff is real right now, so don't mind my nails. But look at that. So it has that super skinny tip, so you can really control how much product you're getting out, so that you're not wasting product by pouring too much on the back of your hand or on your sponge or on your brush or however you do it. So I'm actually really excited to try this today. Once I saw this on Trend Mood, and I was like, that is so innovative. So that's what inspired this whole full face of Maybelline anyway. Because I was like, if I'm gonna order it, I might as well order other stuff and just make a whole look out of it. So this is exclusively sold on Amazon and it is only $7.99. So I did some research, and based off of that research, I got shade 330 in Toffee. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some on the back of my hand so we can get this going. Now the foundation is very liquidy. So the foundation is pretty liquidy, so the cap is already a little bit messy, but it's nothing to just wipe that off real quick. So I'm just going to apply that. Oh yeah, this is a really good color match too. So they say that this foundation is a buildable medium coverage with a matte finish. You know, I forgot that I wanted to color correct underneath my foundation. I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. I'm just using the LA Girl color corrector. Cover up that mustache, child. The foundation is all blended out now. I am noticing that this color does oxidize quite a bit. So I actually noticed it on my hand first before I noticed it on my face. Like, it just dried down very dark on my hand and it looks pretty dark on my face now too, whereas when I first put it on it was like a perfect match. So definitely does oxidize. I really like the finish though. Like, it's very, very pretty, very smooth looking. It's not as matte as I thought it would be. Maybe if I give it time to dry down a little bit more, it'll get more matte. But I still have like a little bit of sheen to, my skin as well. But that color is definitely off a little bit. I feel like this might be really good once I get a tan. So I will give it another try in a shade up and see how that works, but it definitely does oxidize. I am noticing just a little bit of itchiness though, especially in this area here. And this is usually, well, not on this side, but it's mostly like here in this area, and my jawline is usually where I get itchy first when stuff is irritating my skin. So that's just something to be mindful of. So now I'm gonna take my concealer underneath my eyes. I already know this shade is too light. I got the color Sand, and I think I should have got the golden, but I ordered all of these off of Amazon, and the picture the golden looked like it was my skin tone, but then I got this in person. I'm like, this is too light, but we're still gonna use it anyway for the sake of this video. Because it's light, I'm not gonna go in with a whole lot. Once I blend it out, it's not that bad. Now that I see it blended out, I'm not mad at the color at all. It definitely gives you that bright effect if that's what you're going for. Quarantine has turned me into an insomniac, so I'm not mad at the brightness. Hide these dark circles. So I'm still really liking how this foundation looks, and the concealer has a pretty nice finish too. It's definitely not full coverage like I'm used to, but I really don't want to take my chances and layer it on too thick, especially with it being so bright. I don't want to look crazy, so I'm gonna go ahead and set with powder now. I did not get an under eye powder from Maybelline, so to keep it like within that same price range, I'm just using my Makeup Revolution banana powder underneath my eyes and everywhere that I highlighted. And then for the rest of my face, I'm just gonna set with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder. This is in the shade Medium Deep. I'm just applying with the sponge, and then I'll go in and buff it out with a brush. I've never worked with these before, but I've heard really good things about them. This is one of the City Mini palettes, and I have it in Downtown Sunrise. Okay, so starting out with my crease color, I'm gonna take this brown right here. And I will say this does have pretty good color payoff, and it does blend pretty well too. I am starting to notice though that it does get a little patchy in the crease. So I feel like I'm having to build the color in the same spot over and over. So on the lid, I am so drawn to this color here. This is what made me pick this palette in the first place. So I'm just gonna put that in the center of my lid. Ooh, that's so pretty. I'm a little shocked, I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't expecting the color payoff that I'm getting. I think this palette was $6 or $7.99, something like that. So I didn't have high hopes for it, but this is actually really pretty. And then on the inner corner, I'm gonna take this soft pink shimmer here. I think that one is definitely the most pigmented of the palette. I wasn't expecting that much color payoff. I'm just gonna apply it first and then I'll go in and blend it. And for my brow bone highlight and also my tear duct color, I'm gonna use this color here. Okay, so in the pan, it looks white, but when I put it on, it's more of like a champagne color, and I actually really like it. Alright, so I went ahead and did my liner, and this one's from Maybelline as well. It's the HyperEasy brush tip liner. This is what it looks like. I really like the tip on this. Definitely super precise, and you can get your wing or your liner however thin or thick you want it. But I do have some cons for this too. Like the actual eyeliner itself is super skinny. I have big hands, so this is very tight in my hand, like holding this because of how skinny it is. I really do like the tip on it. I just wish that the actual product was a little bit thicker, and I wish the packaging was a little bit thicker and easier to hold as well. I did go ahead and do my blush and bronzer off camera just because I didn't have I didn't purchase any from Maybelline. For bronzer, I just used my regular Caramel Cutie from Fenty. And then for my blush, I used the Aphrodisiac by Bare Minerals. It's like a peachy golden blush. I wanted to play off of the eyes a little bit. So now I'm just gonna go on with highlighter. I have this one. This is the Master Chrome highlighter in the color Rose Gold. Put it on, but I don't see it. I really wanted to love this highlighter because it's so pretty in the packaging. But it looks very chalky on my skin. But on the monitor, it looks good. I feel like I'm jumping all over the place when it comes to this face, so I apologize in advance for that. But I accidentally bought 2 different mascaras, and I remember using these in high school, I think, and I remember really liking both of them, but I can't remember which one I like more. So I'm gonna do one on each eye and compare them. So I'm starting out with the Falsies. So now on my other eye, I'm just gonna take the Colossal Lash. All right, so I have both of the mascaras on, and I definitely have to say I really like the Falsies better. Okay, so that's it for the face. We'll move on to the lips now. I don't have a lip liner from Maybelline, so I'm just gonna use this one from Paladio because it's within that same drugstore price range. All right, so lips are aligned. Taking my Super Stay Matte ink. This is in Seductress. And to top it all off, I'm just taking the Victoria's Secret Get Glossed in Rose Gold. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of glitter. This is another Victoria's Secret Get Gloss. This one is Stardust. And this one is pink with glitter. It's really pretty. And I really just put that one like in the center of my lips, but I really like how that just, it's not even a word. It just tied it all together and made it super shiny and cute. Face is on. I love the way it looks. It came out very, very pretty, but now I just want to give you guys like my final thoughts on the actual products. I'm gonna go pretty much in the order that I used them in. I have everything laid out in front of me. Pretty much everything that I used today from Maybelline, I was trying out for the first time, except for the mascaras, the lip stain, and then this fit powder, but I've only used this in the past couple of days, but we'll go into that later. As far as the primer goes, it definitely did blur. I did see that blurring effect. And as far as like minimizing my pores, I think in combination with the foundation, I can finally see that. But when I just used the primer by itself, I didn't see too much minimization of the pores. Like I told you guys, I have super, super large pores because I have oily skin, especially in this area here. So I'm always on the hunt to find something that's going to help to minimize that appearance. And I think in combination with the foundation, I get that, but just this primer by itself. All right, foundation itself. So this packaging, I think, is definitely a game changer. Because like I said before, like you really get your money's worth with this, and it's only $7.99, but you can literally squeeze it out to the last drop. And then with that applicator, you're not losing out on any product. You're not gonna waste anything with this because you can squeeze out just what you need. I felt like the color match was pretty good, but it did oxidize a little bit. I love the packaging. The color match was pretty decent, especially for it to be a drugstore brand. I do think it comes in 37 shades is what I read. And I also read that with this pouch, you get a little more product than you do with the glass jars as well. So with the glass jar, you get 1 fluid ounce, and in here you get 1.3 fluid ounces. Now, cons. Like I told you guys earlier, I kind of stray away from drugstore complexion products just because my skin is super sensitive, and I do feel like I'm having just a little bit of tingling right now, just like maybe like a minor reaction to something. I don't know if it's the primer or if it's foundation, but I really felt it after that foundation was on. And I also did notice as I was applying it just a little bit of tingling with the concealer as well, especially like on my eyes. So I don't know if these will be like my new go-to. I think maybe for like something quick, like just filming a quick video or something, I could do it. But I know that all day I won't be able to wear this because then I'll start scratching and rubbing my makeup off, and nobody wants to be miserable with their makeup. So like I said, I don't know what it is between like the primer, the foundation, and the concealer, or maybe it's something that's in all three, but my skin just isn't loving it. So wait, I just had to come back in and add that with this concealer, I'm not seeing as much creasing as I normally do underneath my eyes. So I just wanted to add that in real quick so y'all know my struggle with underneath my eyes and the creasing and stuff. So I'm not seeing as much. I just wanted to point that out because I'm sitting here. I already finished recording this video, but I'm just sitting here and noticing that, so I wanted to share. So if your skin is not super sensitive like mine, if your skin can handle these products, I definitely would recommend. I love the finish. It's matte, but it's not so matte that's gonna make you look casket ready, dead, like The Walking Dead. Like, it's not like that at all. I wanted to get my thoughts out about the foundation and the finish and stuff first before I sprayed it, but since we talked about that, I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face now, and I'm hoping that this will kind of calm it down a little bit too. I did not get any setting spray from Maybelline. This is the Makeup Revolution Primer Water. This does have cannabis sativa oil, which is supposed to help calm your skin, so hopefully that'll help. All right, so next up on the list is the Fit Me Loose Powder. I don't really know how I feel about this one yet. So I mentioned that I have been using it like in the past couple of days, but I've just been sitting in the house, and then usually after I film, I wash my face anyway, just because I don't want the makeup on my face longer than it has to be, especially if I'm just sitting in the house. But yeah, I don't know my thoughts on this one yet because I haven't really given it like a wear test. The finish of this is nice too, and I like the color of it. I do like that it comes in a range of colors instead of just like one translucent powder like some brands do. Now I will say Maybelline is definitely on it when it comes to giving you options for colors, especially for us brown girls, because like I said, the foundation comes in 37 shades. This one comes in 6 shades, I believe. I don't remember seeing a lot of shades in this particular concealer, but I do believe the Fit Me concealer has quite a few shades to choose from as well. And last but not least, for face products, the Master Chrome highlighter. It looks better now that I sprayed my face, but when I applied it at first, it just looked super chalky in person. It looked like it just sat on top of my skin. But now that it's sprayed down, it's kind of melted into my skin a little bit. So it is redeemed. So by itself, I don't like it, but I do like it once you spray and set it. So next up with eye products, I'm going to start with the City Mini Palette. I was pleasantly surprised by this. So I wasn't expecting like a lot of pigmentation or anything like that, but it came out super pretty, and I feel like this could definitely be like a glam look. Like on my face, it doesn't look like this palette only cost me $7. Like, it's really good quality. It didn't experience a lot of fallout or anything like that, and the colors were pretty easy to blend. Well, I would say the shimmer colors were pretty easy to blend, but this matte brown, I noticed like the more I blended it, the more the color was kind of picking up, especially in my crease. So I did have to take a little bit more time with building up that color. But for the most part, I would definitely recommend this palette, and I would also try some other colors as well. I already gave you guys my thoughts on the liner. I love the tip of the liner, but I just feel like the packaging is too small for me in particular because I do have big hands. I got long fingers. I got teased about it as a kid, my alien hands. But yes, guys, that is it. This is my full face of Maybelline and other drugstore products. I wanted to be budget friendly with this one. This is definitely a game changer if your skin likes it. My skin don't like it, but I am going to give it another try without the primer and then also without this concealer and see if maybe it's just a combination of things that my skin don't like. But this packaging, definitely a game changer. Exclusively on Amazon, $7.99. That's it. All right, guys, that is it. I thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope you guys are staying safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.